Are you struggling to keep up with all the tasks that you have going on in your daily life? Whether because you have some executive function struggles or you're just so super busy and there's so many things going on, it's just hard to kind of figure out what the next things are. Well, one of the things that I have found most helpful for myself and my clients is something that I call my daily planning template. And I use ClickUp in order to implement this in my own life and for those that I work with. Now, this isn't necessarily an advanced template. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that an entrepreneur or a business owner may have to have. But it is a good way to, if you are a beginner to ClickUp or you're just trying to organize your own tasks, on how to actually take them and organize them in a way that makes sense for each day of your work. Because we know if you're thinking of 50 million things, you're not going to be able to get them all done. So it's really helping you prioritize what's important, what really helps you meet your goals. If we haven't met yet, my name is Anna of Anna's Simple Solutions. I work with entrepreneurs, women business owners, those that feel overwhelmed or neuro-spicy or just doing all of the things to help streamline their lives and their businesses in order to make time for the things that really matter to them. So if you're more interested in hearing more about that, let me know below or send me a note. I'd be more than happy to talk about this. All right, so let's jump in and talk about our template here and how we can use it to make our lives more productive, as well as spend time on the things that actually really matter. So here's my templates. I'm calling it the Daily Planner List for ADHD sample because I did actually create this for those with ADHD or neuro-spicy tendencies, or those that just have too much going on, which is everyone my age, it feels like, at least those that I've talked to recently. Anyhow, so I've created this to really help look at the things that you have to do during the day and prioritize them. So I am not going to dive into projects that are happening or anything like that. Those can live somewhere else in ClickUp or even on a list. But in order to actually start to brain dump in here, we're going to actually add some tasks in here, and I'm going to show you how you can use this to help prioritize them. Now, tasks are things that typically take, let's just say, half hour or less in order to get from the beginning to the end. So I'm going to add a couple things in here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the prioritization. Okay, so see here, I added a whole bunch of tasks in here that usually business owners need to do in all sorts of ways. You'll notice that it automatically assigns it to me. So I have an automation in here. I'm going to move this stuff so you can actually see an automation already built into this template that actually automatically assigns it to me. So let's first look at the status. Now, the first thing to decide is, when is this going to be done? Today, tomorrow, later? Or does it not need to do anything and so it's still unplanned? So respond to clients' emails. That needs to be today. Clear up all notifications in ClickUp today. Write next blog post. Maybe that doesn't need to be done till tomorrow. Record and edit YouTube video. Unplanned. We're going to sit later. Develop automation. Maybe tomorrow. Pitch to podcasts. Unplanned. Check in with current clients. That's definitely a today. Take a 15-minute walk. I definitely am trying to make sure that I keep healthy, so that is a today thing. And then read chapter of fiction book. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, okay? So you'll notice another automation actually looks at the status and puts in the actual due date based on that. The only ones that don't are unplanned and later because we haven't specified what that is. So that's a pretty cool thing that will help do that. Now let's look at the category. So you're looking at all these. Which one of these are quick wins? Okay, let's say respond to the client's emails, quick win. Clear up all notifications in ClickUp, quick win. Write next blog post. That's some deep work. And so is that one. Develop automation, set information. that's kind of the deep work. Pitch the podcast, that is follow-up outreach. Check in with current clients, follow-up outreach. Take 15-minute walk. Look, I have a reward in here. So rewards are specifically built in tasks that are helpful in order to make a series of work kind of worth it. So typically it's something that I like to think of as self-care. Reward. And then read chapter. This is also. So what we've done here really kind of does most of the work we need to kind of figure out how to prioritize these for the day. But another thing that you can add is a time estimate for it as well. And this is extremely useful if you actually are going to use time blocking, which is the second view on here. And we'll talk a little bit more about that probably in the next video. But in the meantime, looking at how long is this going to take? If this is a quick win, it should probably be something like 15 minutes, not 15 hours, 15 minutes. So we can add that there. And then let's see, let's look at the deep work ones. Right next blog post, this is kind of it's almost like a project. It's not just writing a blog post. It is getting the ideas, making the outline, doing research if you need to do it. So it's a long thing. It's almost like a project. So I'm actually going to probably underestimate 3 hours total for it with everything that needs to be done to it. And then we'll talk about what this related project is in a minute. So I'm going to fill out the rest of these, and then we'll talk about the related project section and kind of figure out just by looking at this what the priorities should be. All right? Okay. All right, so I've done time estimates for all of these. And you'll notice that some of these, I don't have stuff like lunch built in here or anything like that. But that is okay. We have some other things and you can kind of think about how long that would take anyway. And now we're going to look at related projects. So this is a relationship field within ClickUp that's actually extremely useful, especially if any of the tasks you have for the day is actually related to a project. In fact, what you can do is take a task from a project and actually pull it here by doing an add. So you can actually have it's not a duplicate. What is the name of it? It's actually just called tasks in multiple lists. So you can actually have a task live somewhere, but be able to be seen in another list and things like that. But that's not what this video is about. We're just kind of talking about relating these to existing projects. So let's say record and edit YouTube videos, actually part of another project. You can go in here and browse where that would be, like daily task. These are two of the folders that I have here, and actually add to that so you know what projects it's related to. So very helpful information. And also the sentiment here is kind of how you feel about it. Is this something that you like to do, something that you don't like to do? And this is important when you're trying to figure out, when you have the highest energy, what you should be doing during that time. So let's say you really enjoy doing blog posts. You have a very positive thing to that. Also very positive sentiment for taking a 15-minute walk. Yeah, pitching to podcasts, it's kind of neutral. Or let's see, respond to client emails. Let's just say you don't love doing that because it's a lot of time. So this just kind of gives you an idea of when things should happen. And then kind of the magic happens here. So if you are looking at the daily list, all these things kind of filter into what should be done first, done second, etc. So I'm going to actually sort by the due date. So you can see here, and it says tomorrow, today, and later. So out of all of these need to be done today. So let's look at, based upon what our energy level is. So we're just using this one. Okay, that's not a problem anymore. And then I'm going to pull this over, maybe, and kind of see, okay, these things need to be done today, etc., negative, blah, blah, blah. So for what you see right here, this information, I'm actually going to do this the other way, just so I can see it. So today, these are all the ones that need to be done today. So you can actually go through and make sure that they are complete. And whenever you're done with it, you'll just hit complete and you'll know how much time each of them take. So this is a really good way in order to kind of figure out all the things that need to be done and check through them as far as highest priority. And that's sometimes the hardest thing to kind of figure out is the highest priority of specific things. So that is all we're going to talk about today. Next time we're going to go through this, we're going to look at the time blocking and also the board view, because just getting stuff on the list and prioritizing it is more than enough and a lot more than most people do. So thank you for joining me. I hope this was really helpful for you, not only to see ways to in order to prioritize the things that you need to do for the day, but also to learn a little bit of how ClickUp works. If you have any questions about this or would like to purchase this template that I had created, please see the links below. Otherwise, would love to hear what you think. Would love to know if you want me to deep dive into any aspects of this more. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it so I can keep making this content for those that need it. Have a great day, and as always, keep it simple.